You just don't understand the trials and tribulations I have been through, but we're here. This is seriously, I feel like, my shade match.
Name another girl looking this mean, looking like fresh out the magazine.
What's up, you guys? It's Brandi. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. Today I'm coming on with a review of a product that is hot on the market. And when I tell you hot, I was there to pick it up on the day of the launch, which is unheard of for me. Y'all know I'm always late with the review videos, but I was like, this time I want to be on it. I want to get the video filmed the exact day that I pick up the product. I had all of these dreams and aspirations. And of course, you make plans, but life laughs at you, you know? I feel like that quote's really real, and that's how I felt yesterday. So anywho, Friday, Rihanna, she had a new launch. You guys know she's always on it. She came out with concealers and setting powders on Friday. Guess where your girl was? Right at Sephora, picking them up, swatching them, doing all of that for you guys. I picked up a shade that I felt was right. I picked up one of the setting powders, and I also wanted to pick up one of the foundations in a different shade because I already purchased two that were not my shade at all. Undertones, all of that just completely off, but I wanted to give it another try. So I ended up doing that. Long story short, got home, tried to sit down and film the video. Shades were off, mood was off. I was just like, Lord, are you telling me now is not the time? So I ended up going back to Sephora last night to try to find my right shade in the foundation. And I was working the system, y'all. I was working the system. I ended up going to the standalone Sephora and getting 3 sample shades that I thought might match me. And then I went to the Sephora inside of JCPenney and got 3 more. So I was like, I'm within this mix. I hope it's one that actually is as close as possible to me. So we're gonna swatch these samples and see what I can use as a base. And then we're also going to get into the new products as well. So you already know how I do it here. Before jumping in, I want to welcome all of you guys who might be new here to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy the content and such that's on this channel, and it makes you want to stay and click that subscribe button. For all my other OGs, welcome back. Let's go ahead and jump into today's video. First off, let's put this hair away because I don't want it to be a distraction throughout this video. Okay, so now that we have the hair put away, I've already primed my skin with a moisturizer or a primer. It's a moisturizing primer, same thing, that I use on a regular basis. It's the Laura Mercier, the foundation primer that is the Protect. It has a lot of moisture in it because we all know that Fenty's foundation is supposed to dry down into a soft matte. So I'm a dry girl. We gotta prep the skin. I've already recently, like when they first launched the foundation, I picked up these 2 shades right here. On this hand, I have 360, which is kind of like way too much of an olive undertone for me. And then I also picked up 390, and this is just way too golden, orangey, oompa loompa for me. I tried mixing them and that still didn't really work for me. So I don't know what I'm gonna do at this point. I went to Sephora, like I said, last night and picked up a buttload of samples. Like, we're here, we're ready. So I have 310, 320, 330, 340, 345, and 350. Now 345 is actually one of the newer shades that they had released later on after the foundations ever came out. So she's doing a lot more that have 5s on the end. So I'm gonna go in, I'm just gonna open these up, swatch them a little bit and see which color looks the best. So the first swatch we're gonna do is 310. And I feel like I kind of need to blend them out a little too because these guys oxidize. So when you put it on, it might be really, really light, or it might have one undertone, but once you blend it out and let it sit for a minute, it might get a little bit darker. The undertone might change a little bit. So this is 310. I feel like that's too light, so I don't think that's gonna be a good match. Okay, so 320 is going to be the next one that I swatch right here. I feel like that's a little too light also. Now this one, see how it's oxidizing? It's looking a little bit darker than it did when I first applied it. $320 right here is looking real pink for the undertone. $310 actually looks more like olive toned, so it's a little bit, I don't know, it doesn't really have much gold in it. And then $330 right here has a heck of a lot of gold in it. So I'm gonna wait for this to dry down too. So we have 340, 345. Now that one looks like it might be a good match. This is one of the newer shades. I feel like swatching that on immediately, it feels right. Then I'm gonna do 350, and this is the last shade, so if none of these work out, we're done. So over here, we have these where they're pretty much dried down. I can already see some are no-go. So from here over, we have 310, we have 320, and 330. 310 to me still seems like it's too much of an olive undertone, so it's not a perfect match, but I feel like I could get away with it. 320 is a definite no. Look how pink this is on my skin. And then we have 330, which I feel like actually would be a good match also. This is looking a lot closer in terms of the undertone too. It's not too orange, not too golden, but I feel like I would actually like 330 a little bit more than 310 just because it gives me a little bit more of that golden undertone that I normally like. Now over here on this side, these are almost completely dry. Over here we have 340, 345, and 350. So you can see these are a bit darker on me than over here on this side. So I feel like of these three, like this one right here, 345, I was thinking that was going to be a good one when I first swatched it, but looking at it now, it looks a little bit too dark in undertone. And then it also looks, I don't know, I feel like it's more of a neutral undertone too, which I don't normally really lean toward. This one right here, which is 350, I feel like I like the undertone of it, but it is kind of deep. So I would probably use this more so in the summertime as my summer shade. And this right here, 340, I feel like this is more on the, a little pink in it. That's what I'm reading in person, is that it's a little pink to it. And I feel like it's a little bit too dark for me as well. So I'm trying to match both my face, or like the jawline, with my neck. And the one that matches the closest, I feel like, to my neck at this present day will have to be 330. So I think I'm gonna go with this. I really hope this does not burn me once I put this all over my face, but I feel like that is the closest match. All right, you guys, so I just finished re-moisturizing the bottom part of my skin. I'm gonna go right in with 330 and apply it all over. Yo, I'm excited now. I'm excited. I forgot how fast this dries down though. Let me add just a little bit more. This is probably the closest. Oh my gosh, I want to like cry right now because, oh my God. This is the closest that I have come to matching my skin to this foundation. Like, you just don't understand the trials and tribulations I have been through, but we're here. This is seriously, I feel like, my shade match. My shade match. And I should have done what I just did on here today and just got a rack of samples, brought them home, and tried them out. Because y'all, we're 330. We're 330. And all of those of you out there, because y'all been telling me, some of y'all been telling me, try 330, Brandi, try 330. And I'm like, look, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. But I'm going to apologize to y'all right now because y'all were right. Look at this. It's a perfect blend. Oh my. This is not even about the foundation, y'all, but y'all just don't understand. This is like a foundation revisit for real in this video with the new releases. So let's jump into the actual products because I've taken so much time on this foundation. Okay, so getting right into it, we have the very first product. This is the Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Concealer. Retails for 26 bucks on the website, and this is what the packaging looks like. So it's basically just a mini version of the foundation. So it's like a mama and a baby. I thought that was super, super cute. I do like the packaging. It's a glass bottle. Has a plastic top just like the foundation. The only downside to these types of bottles is that they're frosted, so you can't really decide what color you are just by looking at it. You need to like go in person and try to figure out what your shade match is instead of purchasing online, because it's very deceptive. But overall, I do like the packaging. It does also have a dofa applicator, which I really love. It's not a really big one, but it seems like it would spread the product evenly, and it looks like it's pretty flexible as well and has a lot of product on it. It's supposed to be a creamy, long wear, crease proof liquid concealer that delivers light as air, medium to full coverage in a groundbreaking range of 50, what? Yes, 50 easy to shop soft matte shades. I picked mine up in the shade, y'all not gonna believe what shade I picked this up in. The exact same shade that the foundation is, because that's the thing that they say on the website when trying to select your concealer shade, is that they're supposed to be matches to your foundations, and they made them like slightly lighter because a lot of people like to highlight with concealers nowadays anyway. So oh my, I just don't know. I can't believe that I've gone through all of these trials and errors, and they were just telling me, like, I picked up this concealer spot on and I was like, yes, this is my shade 330. Didn't even think to look for the foundation in 330 to try that out again at all when I went the first time. So yeah, life could have been a lot easier, but I made it a lot harder. I did also pick up one of her setting powders. These are the Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch setting powders. It retails for 32 bucks, and this is pretty much what the packaging looks like. Very cute, so Rihanna, and it's just so luxe looking to me. So with this, you get 0.98 ounces, which I feel like is a heck of a lot of product, especially since you're only using this to set. On the website, it says that this is supposed to be a super fine, weightless, loose setting powder curated in 8 sheer shades to perfect and extend makeup wear for that filtered, photo-ready finish on lock. Going in with the shade 330 as a concealer, I feel like the difference with the concealers is that they actually don't oxidize like the foundations do. So what you see is actually what you're gonna get, and it's gonna stay that way. So see how that's a little bit lighter than my own skin tone? So they've already formulated it where it is pretty much a highlighting and brightening type of concealer. It is very creamy going on. It's the type of concealer that's not super watery, like it's gonna move around. It's pretty much gonna stay in place once you blend it out. Okay, so the concealer is blending out really easily, but I feel like it's blending away. And I know that's kind of Rihanna's whole thing, is makeup looking really natural, but for me, I'm somewhere in between. I want it to be natural skin looking, but I still want to know that it's there too. And I feel like it's not that noticeable. Oh no! I've been blending this concealer out the whole time with a dry sponge. So I'm gonna wet it now. And then I'm gonna apply a little bit more product. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm just like, it's not blending right. What's going on? Okay, see, that's much better. An instant difference. Okay, so not bad. This is what it looks like with just one layer. Well, about one layer, y'all know the situation here. I do like it. It's really nice and creamy, easy to blend out for sure. I really like the shade match too. Like they hit the nail on the head with this one. So if you really are 330 for foundation, I feel like this would be good in terms of like brightening. I am gonna add just a tad bit more because it does say that you can, like, it's medium to full coverage. I wanna see if I can get full coverage. This doesn't seem like it's the easiest to blend on top of the foundation because that foundation has already pretty much set into a matte. It blended out, but it wasn't as easy to blend out. Okay, overall, I'm here for it. I'm here for Riri. We're doing it. We're in business now, okay? I really like it. I feel like the concealer is already setting down into that same similar matte finish as the foundation. So now let's go in with the banana powder. And it's so cute how she brands all of her stuff. She has the little FB. This is a super fine powder too. Love it. And I did see some videos where they said like a little bit of this goes a long way, so don't like pack it on. So I'm gonna take their advice. Over here, I'm just gonna blend the concealer out just to make sure I don't lock in any creases. And then I'm gonna use the sponge on this side and just take a small amount. And I'm gonna press it all the way in. I feel like it's more so translucent than anything. it kept the same, you know, shade of the concealer. On the other side, I'm actually going to use a brush to see if there's any difference in how it sets. I would say for people who have really, really dry under eyes, you're probably going to like using the setting powder better with a brush, because I feel like it looks a little bit more hydrated even afterwards and doesn't look, I don't know, like I've packed a lot of product on. You can go a little much more light-handedly with a brush than you can with a sponge, but both sides still look really, really good. I'm going to give you guys a close-up of what my under eye looks like. It doesn't look super dry, it doesn't look cakey at all. It actually looks really, really good. So I'm going to go and finish the rest of my face, then come back on and give you guys my final thoughts of what I feel about these two products. And then we're going to wear them for the full day and then come back on later on tonight to let you guys know how they held up. So I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so I finished the rest of my face, and I have to say, this concealer and powder is looking really, really nice, and so is this foundation. I wanted to do more of a light look, so I just put a little bit of contour powder, a lot of highlight, and a lippy, and that's pretty much it, and I did my brows, of course. Now, with the concealer, it is starting to crease on me. It's not creaseless for me, and I did use their powder to set it with. It just doesn't look as flawless as some other concealers and powder, and when I use my own powders. So I'm not really liking that. You can literally see the creases, and you guys saw that I blended the concealer fully out before setting it, so it shouldn't be any creases right now. So I don't know what that's about, and I set it very lightly, but I can still kind of see the powder on this side when I use the Fenty sponge. I can still kind of see it looks powdery. So I'm not liking that. In terms of how it blended on my forehead, chin, nose, and all of that, and even over here, I love how it looks. And I did set all of these areas with the powder as well. So I don't know what's going on with the under eye area. I'm not liking that. It's concerning me a little bit, but I am going to try to blend it out a little bit. And when I come back on later tonight, I'll let you guys know if that made any difference at all. Even if the concealer doesn't work out, your girl is just excited that she knows what her foundation shade is now. 330, that's our shade. So if you my twin in terms of foundation and beauty products and stuff like that, we're 330. So that's it. It's currently 9:46 a.m. I'm going to try to leave this on as long as possible to see how this concealer really does throughout the day, as well as the setting powder, but I don't know. I'm just gonna still remain hopeful. Maybe once I pat this out and apply just a tad bit more powder underneath, it will eliminate those creases, but I don't know, you guys. I'm a little scared. This might be the one Rihanna product that doesn't work for me. So let's cross our fingers and hope I can save this. So I will see you guys later on tonight to let you guys know how all of these products have held up throughout the day. So I'll see you then. Okay, you guys, I'm back. It's now the end of the night. It is currently 9:32 p.m. and this is what my face is looking like. I am, of course, going to give you guys a good close-up of this under eye area because I am super, super disappointed and I don't know what's going on here at all. This concealer and powder looks horrendous, and this is after me redoing the application from earlier today because it was already creasing. I wiped it all away with makeup remover, reapplied 2 thin layers, a thin layer of powder, and this is what it looks like after probably about 12 hours, but it's not even 12 hours because it was around 2 something when I reapplied it all, and now it's 9, so it's been about 7 hours, and this is what it looks like. So it's definitely creasing a heck of a lot. The powder looks really, really cakey, and it's some other stuff going on right here along the bridge of my nose. I don't know what that's about, but it's just a no-go for me right now. And all the other places where I applied the powder on my forehead, my chin, this area of my face, it all looks really, really good, except for like a little bit of slight shine. Up here, it seems like it's kind of breaking down a little bit from the oils in my skin, but that's kind of like understandable because it's been on for at least 12 hours at this point. But it's just looking really, really bad. I don't know, maybe it's user error. I am going to still try to work with it and use it again, maybe with a different setting powder, maybe use a different technique. I don't know. I'm just not liking this at all. But on the bright side, in terms of the foundation, this shade still looks really, really good. It's still a great shade match, even from earlier today. The wear of this foundation is amazing as well. So, you know, at least we got something that's a positive from this whole video. It's just not, I'm not with this concealer and powder right now. The way that it looks, it is a no-go for me, but I will update the description box below for you guys later on once I use it again, work with it a little bit, try to figure out what's going on with this situation here. That is going to be short and sweet for you guys tonight. If you have any questions related to the products used in this video, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and show your girl some love. And if you are not a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button and join the family as always. And until next time, I will see all of you beauties later. Bye.
Name another girl looking this mean, looking like fresh out the magazine. Said I'm what you know about looking this.